Hi guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry's honest reaction to Team USA's hard-fought win versus Australia. Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry did not have the best of games for Team USA on Monday. The former back-to-back MVP remained in the starting lineup but ended up scoring just 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc. Curry's struggles from the field contributed to Team USA's too close for comfort win against Australia after leading by as many as 24 points in the third quarter. The Americans nearly let their opponents steal this game away. In the end they held on for the win 98-92. What looked like an easy blowout suddenly turned into a real dogfight in the end. Curry knows that this could have been a catastrophic result for his team and their aspirations for a gold medal in the upcoming Olympic Games. Nevertheless, the Warrior superstar is just happy to come home with a W. We got a lot to clean up, but that was good vibes today, he said. Curry clearly isn't fazed by the fact that he scored just 3 points in the game. Despite the abundance of superstars on the squad, there are just no competing egos on this team. These players are locked in on a solitary goal, and even Curry, who is widely considered one of the leaders of the group, is more than willing to step back for the good of the team. At the end of the day, the gold medal is what matters the most. Klay Thompson's bold Warriors outlook makes for intriguing dynamic in Dallas. Klay Thompson's time with the Golden State Warriors has come to an end, leaving with it a void on and off the floor that will be hard to replace next season and beyond. The franchise legend has joined the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year $50 million contract, with the Warriors getting Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield as part of a 6-team trade in the first week of free agency. More about the 34-year-old's relationship with Golden State has emerged through a recent report from Gary Washburn of the Boston Globe. It suggests that Thompson believes he's still a similar player to that of before his major leg injuries, while the franchise's inability to pay him in the same range as Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins may have influenced his decision to walk away. Thompson, despite missing 2 full seasons with injuries, felt he was nearly the same player he was before, and the Warriors didn't agree. Thompson felt as if he should have been compensated with a 4-year deal similar to Draymond Green's and Andrew Wiggins's, especially since neither has lived up to their contracts. Washburn, that outlook is a conflicting one. On one hand, Thompson is probably right to suggest he could have got somewhere near the contracts of his now former teammates. After all, the Los Angeles Lakers were reportedly keen to sign the veteran sharpshooter to a 4-year $80 million deal before he chose the Mavericks. On the other hand, Thompson isn't nearly the same player he was pre-injury, particularly on their defensive side of the ball. The previous version was a max-level player, of which Thompson isn't any longer. When that became obvious over the past couple of years, his ability to adapt to a different and often lesser role became a major challenge that in itself presents an interesting dynamic ahead for the Mavericks. On the court, much has been made of how Thompson could thrive playing next to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, allowing him the kind of open 3-point looks he wasn't getting late in his tenure with the Warriors. But what if Thompson truly still sees himself as pre-injury Klay? If that's the case, he's not going to be content just standing in the corner or on the wing waiting to be passed the ball. He may want a fair share of plays run for him, and when he does get the ball without an open look, will he be able to keep the ball moving rather than hunt his own shot off the dribble? Many Warrior fans may want to shy away from having to watch Thompson perform for another team next season, but it will truly be fascinating to see how he can fit into a different system and a more limited role that he never really came to terms with in Golden State. Brandon Podziemski's versatility, specifically his playmaking ability, earned him considerable playing time as a rookie for the Warriors last season. The second guard has continued to impress in the ongoing NBA Summer League, averaging 18.5 points, 9.5 rebounds and 6.5 assists through 2 games. Pod's ability to impact the game in a multitude of ways has caught the attention of the Utah Jazz. According to The Athletic, Shams Charania, not Jonathan Kuminga, is the Jazz's focus in a potential trade with Golden State that would send all-star forward Lauri Markkanen to the Bay Area. Kuminga is a name, but I think for everything I'm told the Jazz are more focused on Brandon Podziemski and his inclusion in the deal, Charania said during the Summer League Monday night. I think from the Warriors' perspective it's Pods but then there's not all the picks, and if it's all the picks then there's not going to be a Podziemski. If the Warriors can retain Kuminga, a player many expect to make an all-star leap next season, and still acquire Markkanen, it should be considered a success for them. As much upside as Pods has, Kuminga is a little more ready to contribute to a winning team after spending 3 seasons under the learning tree of Steve Kerr and company. Furthermore, Kuminga's athleticism on the wings is not an attribute they can afford to lose due to the waning abilities of Draymond Green and Kevin Looney. NBA trade rumors. Lauri Markkanen and warriorstrade details revealed in his most recent article. Shams Charania revealed the trade details with the Utah Jazz and the Golden State Warriors for Lauri Markkanen. From Chania's article, for the past several weeks all eyes have been on the Utah Jazz and Lauri Markkanen. The Jazz have operated in concurrent lanes, with Markkanen's future open to listening to trade offers from serious suitors while maintaining interest in keeping him as a franchise centerpiece. Markkanen is eligible for an extension. August 6. The Jazz are in a rebuild, so rival teams have wondered about Markkanen's fit moving forward. Utah officials want to keep the 2023 NBA All-Star and Most Improved Player Randless. A team truly wows it with an offer. The Golden State Warriors have been the most engaged team for Markkanen in recent weeks, as league sources tell The Athletic. They have discussed a proposal around Moses Moody, multiple first-round picks, multiple pick swaps and multiple second-round picks. The Jazz, however, have asked for the bulk of young talent and capital the Warriors possess, including Moody, Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski, along with PX, which has been a non-starter thus far for Golden State. League sources said so. Apparently the Warriors are trying to get Markkanen for Moses Moody and multiple first-round picks, swaps and second-round picks. It also gives the counteroffer from the Jazz: Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski along with picks. The question is, can the Jazz and Warriors find a middle ground? It seems like the player that could bridge that gap is possibly Brandon Podziemski. According to Charania, who released this video, Charania says that the Jazz and Warriors have continued conversations. He says if the Warriors give them Podziemski, 3 first-round picks and 3 to 4 swaps would make it happen. So do the Warriors pull the trigger that would allow them to keep Jonathan Kuminga and also get Lauri Markkanen? If this reporting from Charania is accurate and you fan, what do you think of the situation of Lauri Markkanen? Leave your opinion in the comments.